What's going on, you guys? This is Trent here at Rexburg Motorsports, here to do another machine overview with you guys. Now today we are going to talk about Yamaha's awesome RMAX4 1000. Yamaha came out swinging with this machine for this year, and I'll tell you, they have got a winner on their hands. Let's go over all the cool things that set this machine apart to make sure that this is the one that you're going to want in your garage. Alright, Yamaha did a great job with this RMAX4 1000. They looked over every detail of this machine to make sure this was something that stood out from the rest of the side-by-side class. Now I'll tell you, with Yamaha on this thing, when you start with talking points, you've got to talk about the length of this machine. Yamaha has done a great job of making sure that you are getting a 4-seat machine in a 2-seat length. This thing is phenomenal. You've got a 90-inch wheelbase, it's 90.2 to be exact, and then you've got a 128-inch overall length. That's overall shorter than a lot of the competitors' 2-seat offerings. So why does that matter? Yamaha gave you a real short 4-seater so you can keep that agile nature of a true 2-seat. So this is going to be flickable. This thing is going to respond well, and that rear wheel, where it's not so far back there, your rear end isn't going to be so far delayed in comparison with what you're trying to tell the machine to do. This thing is going to feel amazing as you get into the tight and twisties and as you're trying to put this machine right where you want it to be. Yamaha has given you all the 4-seat ability, but then they also do something really cool with the seating that we'll talk about here in the next little bit. But as you look over this chassis, so you've got that 128-inch length. This machine at its widest point is 66 inches wide. So you're going to have that great stable planted feel from that wide stance. Now with this, you're also getting excellent suspension components. Yamaha has given this the Fox with the QS3 adjusters. So you've got 3 different choices, be it soft, standard, or a stiff on your shocks, and you get tons of suspension travel. On the RMAX4, you're getting 14.2 inches of suspension travel on the front, and you're getting 13.3 on the back. Now, that 13.3 in the back is limited primarily because of this being the 4-seater. It's down a couple inches from its 2-seat RMAX brother. But that being said, that's still a lot of suspension travel, and with these awesome Fox shocks, you get tons of control through the stroke to make sure that everywhere you go, this is going to give you a nice compliant ride. Great suspension on this Yamaha. Now to really complement these Fox suspension components, you've got awesome Maxxis tires. These are the Maxxis Carnage. They're very similar to the Carnivore. But what you're getting as far as sizing goes on this is you're getting a 29x9 in the front and a 29x11 in the rear. So you're getting a staggered setup to make sure that you're getting all the handling performance that you need from those front tires, so it'll cut nice in whatever terrain you're in. And then those rear tires being a little bit fatter give you that extra hookup when all that power is going to those rear wheels. Now with this setup, you see these are on 14-inch rims, and so you've got quite a lot of sidewall to make sure that those are helping complement the suspension in absorbing that trail chatter and absorbing those hard hits that you're going to be taking with this machine. So again, when you look at the chassis, the suspension, and the wheel and tire setup on this thing, Yamaha brought the goods. This is a great machine. Now when we go to talk about the motor, Yamaha started with an all-new 1000 motor. This is a 999cc parallel twin, dual overhead cams, 4-valve per cylinder. This thing, man, Yamaha knows how to build a motor, and this was an all-new motor for Yamaha for this machine. And I'll tell you, it's got tons of power. Yamaha hasn't stated a horsepower stat on this yet, but it's pretty safe to say this is going to be in that 100 to 110 range. This is a great motor. I'll tell you, as you get out onto the trail and as you take this thing out onto the dirt, you are never going to be wanting for power. It responds real quick, it gives you all that you need, and it's got tons of power regardless of where you're at in the power curve. Now, a big thing that Yamaha does do to make sure that you're always in the right spot in the power band is they do hook this machine and this motor up to a CVT belt drive transmission. You got high, low, neutral, reverse, and this transmission, this CVT, Yamaha knows how to make a CVT last. Just to give you an idea, Yamaha, with any of their belt drive CVT machines, they give it a 10-year belt warranty. That's insane. 10 years on this belt, and man, I'll tell you, Yamaha, the way that they make these CVTs, that's not going to be out of the ordinary to see 10 years on one of their belts. On their CVT, it keeps consistent belt tension. So with a lot of the CVTs on the market, when you let off the gas, it lets go of the belt, and then it grabs back on when you get onto the throttle. Yamaha keeps consistent belt tension to make sure to not overstress that belt. If you've been worried in the past about, I don't want to go out and break a belt and have to be stranded, you know, it's always a good idea to have a spare belt on hand. But Yamaha, with their CVT, I'll tell you, it's more than likely never going to be pulled out of that spare belt status for that belt. This thing's going to last a long, long time. This CVT, though, it's very, very quick to respond. It makes sure that you're always getting that power. You're getting consistent engine braking as you're headed down hills and stuff like that. This CVT is an excellent, excellent option. Now, as the power goes from that awesome 999cc twin motor through that CVT, Yamaha also has a great two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, and four-wheel diff lock four-wheel drive system. So that two-wheel drive system sends all that power to those rear wheels, and you're getting a locked rear diff. At all times, the rear diff is going to be locked, and so those rear tires are going to be working together to give you all the bite that you could possibly want. Now, when you go into the four-wheel drive system, this is going to be the standard one that you're going to use the majority of the time, I'm sure, because you're getting, again, that power going to those rear locked diff, and then you're getting that front tire power going to an open diff. Now, the open diff is a big deal on the front because it keeps your steering feel good. That open diff is going to make sure that the front end makes this machine feel like it's actually not in four-wheel drive when it comes to cornering. It's not going to plow. It's not going to want to push through as you're trying to make a direction change. It's going to give you all the bite that you're going to need going to those wheels. But then when you are in the slop, in the mud or the snow, or if you're in the rocks and you're needing all the bite that you could possibly need, they've got the diff lock mode. That diff lock mode locks the front diff as well, so you've got all four tires locked in and ready to grab. Yamaha does a great, great job with this four-wheel drive system, and I'll tell you, they've got an option for you regardless of what you're looking to do. If you're wanting that two-wheel drive so you can really kick that rear end out around a gravel turn, or if you're needing that four-wheel diff lock to really pick through the rocks, they've got an option for you. All of these RMAXs, man, they've got a great quality feel to them. Everything from the way that the steering wheel feels, everything with the seats and the pedals and the gauges and everything that you get with this really make it feel like a quality machine. Yamaha knows how to focus on that fit and feel, and they did a great job with this machine. Now, another big thing that we've got to talk about is how they kept this short stance with a 4-seat setup. So, as you can see right here, this seat will move forward. If you wanted to bring it back, all you have to do is pull on this little lever, you bring this seat back, and then you lock down this cushion. So you can go 2-seat, 4-seat, 3-seat. They give you the option. This is going to be an excellent option for if you're really wanting a 2-seater, you know, for you and a buddy to go around with, or just you and the wife, but the wife really wants a 4-seater so they can throw the kids in the back, right? So in those instances, if the kids aren't coming along, slap that thing forward, and then you've got the storage room to really throw in all your camping gear or the things that you'll want to bring along with you. But Yamaha really makes this nice and easy to live with that 4-seat nature. Just nice and easy. Push it forward until it clicks, And there you've got all of the storage space as well. You can really see how much more storage space this is going to give you with the seat back and the seat forward. So you get to really pick the best of both worlds in this machine in how you want to haul either people or stuff. This is going to be an excellent option for you if, again, you're needing a 4-seat some of the time, but you want a 2-seat for the way that they feel on the trail and the way that they handle and stuff like that. If you're wanting one of these RMAX models, there are 3 different tiers to pick from, and they all bring excellent goods to the table. This XTR in particular, that this is, comes in this awesome green and bronze motif, and it's a painted finish, so it looks great and it'll stand the test of time. It's going to look awesome years down the road. On this XTR package, they also throw in an awesome Warren winch. It's going to make sure that you're ready for anything that the trails can throw at you. Yamaha gives you excellent options with all 3 of their models, and then you've got tons of Yamaha accessories to throw in with this machine. Everything from windshields, heaters, stereos, GPS systems, you name it, Yamaha's got it on this. Yamaha has got a winner on their hands with this RMAX4. Come and check these things out. If you get a chance to jump behind the wheel of one of these, I will tell you, you will be nothing but impressed. Yamaha really brought the goods with this RMAX, and we would love to make sure that we answered all of your questions on this machine. If you do have any questions and comments, go ahead and put them in the comments below this video, and we'd love to talk to you about this machine. If you are here close to us here in Southeast Idaho, we would love to have you come into our shop and check these things out. We'd love to answer all the questions that we can for you in person and get to know you guys just all that much more better. Thanks again for watching this video, and if you would, consider hitting that subscribe button. We'd love to keep you up to date with all the things that we've got coming on here at Rexburg Motorsports.